Good day, Tansei, Anin Bonjour, Baste. I'm back here in Vancouver at my home away from home. They never did treaty over here, so they can't start that off with the aforementioned. But, the Niska did something out there and up there. They called it a modern day treaty. They didn't, but some academics refer to it as that, politics. A lot of people just say it's a sellout. But um, I just wanted to reference Angela Davis, who was who is a professor in the United States, scholar, lecturer type, but who also might be remembered as someone who was radicalized along with many others in the 60s and perhaps even before then. But her comments and her, people have tried to pigeonhole her but for what it's worth, I'll just give you a recap. She was involved with the Black Panther Party in the 60s, and in the early 70s, gained a lot of notoriety and in the press for involvement with said group, the Black Panthers, along with the American Indian movement. They were rubbed out, snuffed, and by the for the most part, the government, but the FBI, the agents of state, and it's well documented. I'd recommend to read Lord Churchill's COINTELPRO papers. It documents all that skullduggery and nefarious stuff that a lot of you conspiracy guys and gals like. But I'm just talking about Angela Davis's involvement just as a touchstone. I remember that in some of the AIM movement in that period. I was never fascinated with such, but I really thought about why are people of color getting fucking denounced and trounced upon by the powers that be, including the FLQ, the Front of Liberation of Quebec, by Justin's pops Pierre and his lieutenants, when they also rolled out the War Measures Act in 1970. And I was just a young boy at the time, a young teenager really, and but it had profound impact on me. I don't know about any of you. I can only speak to what my experience was, but there was some touchstones, and and some of that might have been my GI Joe stuff. I don't know, some of the things I used to play with as a kid. I don't want you to go there with any of that stuff because you got to keep your mind lifted up. Okay, so just very quickly, I would say that again, Angela Davis, who in my mind is the epitome of what I would call the revolutionary pseudo sexy chick for a lot of us back then. Maybe you guys liked, I don't know, Jane Fonda, Bridget Bardot, but Cantonica Horn, she was a model. Buffy, yeah, but for me, it was a person of color who actually had a brain and actually got involved with stuff that mattered. Not to say that any of those others that I mentioned didn't get involved with stuff that mattered, but what she did for me was raise my consciousness of education, and I thought about some of those things. So that's the prelude to some of my comments leading into the posting. Not the post, the prison industrial complex, which I have written about and others write about. And I'm just making the connection to Angela Davis and her work and some of the things that I'm writing about today. So thank you. Hi, Kanasta Munitan.